Hello, everyone, all you wrestling fans out there. Welcome to a special episode of Squared Circle Speak. This is our WrestleMania 40 reactions and reviews. I am Ryan, he is Nathan, and we're just going to kind of jump right on into this and get going with this WrestleMania review. Uh, WrestleMania 40 was, touted as the biggest WrestleMania of all time. I don't know if it lived up to that, but it was a very good show both nights. But we're going to go through this. Night one kicked off with Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World Championship against Becky Lynch. What did you think of this match, Nathan? And it was kind of
I
predictable.
thought, yeah, it was predictable, but sometimes wrestling, it's predictable and it's okay. And they had a pretty good match. Apparently, Becky was sick. I doubt she had 102 fever, like they said. That's a little. I'm pretty sure you'd be in a hospital bed
Yeah,
with
that seems a
102
little
fever.
high.
Yeah, but she said she was sick. But even though she was sick, they had a good match. They had a great match, and it was one of the better matches on the night one card. And yeah, Rhea Ripley looked dominant. She's definitely going to be a dominant champion going forward. I don't know. They said they're going to do a draft, so maybe Bianca comes over to Raw, maybe, and that's where they head with Rhea Ripley because she's kind of taking out everybody on Raw.
Yeah, I don't really know other than like Liv Morgan, maybe. Raw's, I mean, I don't really see anyone else on Raw competing with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
I would assume maybe Liv Morgan's getting the next shot at her. But anyway, yeah, this match was really fun. I enjoyed this match. It was a hell of a way to kick off the show.
she had
Um,
a crazy entrance with a dude that looked exactly like her.
Dude, I thought it was her. I'm telling you, I thought it was her. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, this was a fun match. They went out there and had, you know, a really good match. I assume Becky Lynch is probably going to take time off. The same with Seth, which we'll get to later. But very good match to start off the show. It went 17 minutes. Just a fantastic match between these two. What a way to kick off the show. Got the crowd into it right off the bat. Then we went right into the six-pack tag team ladder match where they had. So I was confused. I thought it was just one belt of each, but they had both sets of titles hanging in the ring.
Yeah,
A-Town Down Under, Awesome Truth, Judgment Day, DIY, New Day, New Catch Republic, and New Day. Um, what a crazy match! This match was all over the place.
yeah. So as far as ladder matches goes, this one was not a great one. They they had some good spots, like it's a spot fest ladder match. They
Yeah,
had some decent spots, but it was not a well paced ladder match. Like the way that it flowed, it was like it looked like it was hastily put together.
yeah,
Um, like you said, they had two sets of belts, and when A Town Down Under, they were the first ones to grab the smack. They grabbed the SmackDown title. They just kind of ran up there and grabbed them. Like
it was very
it was
quick.
kind of weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so that I don't know. Like I said, the flow was not great. R-Truth got his moment, his WrestleMania moment. He's been in the company for like fucking 20 years. Uh, he got his moment, and he got his win, and there was a couple of good high spots. Ryan, what do you think? I thought it was middle of the road.
yeah. As far as tag team ladder matches, I feel like it could have been better. I feel like having two sets of titles really, I think, threw off the flow of this match. Having A10 down under win the match, like they got their titles pretty early on, comparative to the end of the match. So it was very weird, but um, I mean, it was okay. Yeah, like you said, there were a couple good spots. But it did feel kind of rushed at times, and I mean, it was I don't know, six-pack ladder match, two sets of titles. It was very convoluted at times after Theory and Waller won, and then but yeah, it was cool to see the Miz and Truth win. I didn't expect I didn't expect Theory and Waller to win the match. I didn't expect them to win the tag titles. So that kind of threw me off, but it was okay as far as ladder matches go. Uh, they've had better at Mania, but they've had worse, I guess. So it was kind of middle of the road to me. But yeah, it was cool to see R-Truth finally get his WrestleMania win. And Xavier Woods still has not won at WrestleMania. So the next match
And
was another.
there's a lot of people that have never won at Mania. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah. The next match was a tag team match: Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos and Dominic. This did not go the way we thought it was going to go.
It did not. It was a clusterfuck like we thought it would be. Like there was like 30 people out there. It seemed like.
Yeah, everybody got involved, but
Yeah, we had people jumping out of the ring left and right, and it definitely wasn't just a tag match.
no.
But no, definitely didn't go the way we thought. We thought Carlito was going to turn, and that didn't exactly happen, Ryan.
Yeah, it kind of threw me for a loop a little bit because I thought for sure he was going to turn after everything that's happened on SmackDown the last couple weeks. I thought it was a no-brainer, but no, nothing happened there. Which
Yeah, Andrade looked great.
Andrade looked amazing here. It was cool to see Andrade in his first Mania and Santos in his first Mania. I think it's Andrade's first Mania. I'm not sure.
I mean, he may have been in a battle royal or something.
Yeah, he's never had like a big marquee match if he has been. So, but this was insane everywhere. Even Zelina and Electra got involved at times. But yeah, Rey and Andrade got the win. Again, I thought Carlito would turn, but he didn't. And so just a straight up tag team match with Rey and Andrade winning. It was not what I was expecting, but it was a good match. Uh, we thought this was going to be the disappointing match, but we were way wrong on that because there was another match that was very disappointing.
Yeah, and then at the end you had the Eagles players, which was very random.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was so weird because they helped you had Jason Kelsey and then the other guy. I don't know the other guy's name. He was
The center.
the lineman for the Eagles. They came out in masks. No one knew who they were, and they helped Ray and Andrade win, which felt weird because Ray and Andrade are the faces. Ray is like the worst face of all time. Like he always like turns his back on his friends. He's always cheating. It's like dude's like the worst guy ever to be a face. Yeah, they helped him win, and then they revealed themselves, and the crowd kind of popped a little bit, but it was kind of weird the way they did it. Felt like he would have got a better ovation if they would have announced who it was, because I'm sure some of the crowd didn't really know who they were, just because they just took their mask off, and it was like, who are these two dudes? It was very weird. We kind of figured Jason Kessler was going to be on there, but it was a weird way to do it, and to help the faces win.
Yeah, we were talking, and I kind of fantasy booked a little better one, I think.
Yeah, but decent match.
Yeah.
The next
let's
match.
get into what was the next match, right?
The most disappointing match of all time. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso was not good.
No.
This was very disappointing. I thought these two would go out because it's Mania, they're twins. I thought they would go out and try to have one of the best matches of all time. Instead, they went out there and super kicked each other for 11 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah, it was very disappointing. It's like they had a couple story beats to hit, and they hit them, and then that was it. Like they didn't care about like having a 5-star banger, that's for sure. And
Yeah,
it was weird because you think, we're brothers, and growing up, we daydream about, when we were kids, we daydreamed about being there on WrestleMania, and
yeah,
we dreamed about, like Owen Hart and Bret Hart and shit, and
yeah.
how we'd have like this amazing match. You think they would probably have done the same thing,
Especially
but it
growing up.
definitely didn't translate.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, it's weird because they grew up in the business. So, like, you think even more that they would understand, But yeah, I don't know what they thought this was, like, what they thought this was good or not. Because it was just super kick after super kick after super kick. I don't know how many were thrown, but if you were doing a drinking game for every super kick, you would have been fucking wasted by the end of this match. This was not good. Jey Uso won, but this was very disappointing, and I thought they'd do better. This was the one match of both cards that I think was just I wasn't into. Just wasn't into this match.
Right.
And it's kind of disappointing because I like Jey Uso, but it's just I don't know what happened. Like I don't know if they just both decided where does I don't know. But
Maybe, you know, they've been partners for so long, and they have good chemistry as a partner. But maybe they're just not good opponents. Maybe they had no chemistry,
It
which would
felt
be
that
odd to say about brothers. But
it felt that way, and I don't know who put this match together, but it felt like, they would have seen you know, whoever the agent was would have been like, guys, this isn't very good. Like, no one wants to see you guys go out there and super kick each other 1,000 times. But anyway, the next match was Bianca, Jade, and Naomi versus Damage Control in a 6-woman tag team match. This was the shortest match of the night, which is kind of disappointing. Uh, and this kind of went the way we thought it was. Naomi and Bianca did most of the work, and then Jade came in at the end and won. So that was kind of the way we saw this match going. Kind of hid Jade's, weaknesses and kept her looking strong. She's like a damn Terminator.
yeah, so they keep calling her the biggest signing, but Ryan, how long do you think they'll keep this charade up? Like, when are they going to let her actually wrestle, and see if she can actually go? Because you can't hide her forever.
Yeah, eventually you're gonna have to let her go and be on TV every week wrestling and having normal matches. If you're gonna call her the biggest signing of all time, you have to let her start wrestling and be there every week and every night. And she looked, I mean, she looked fantastic here. She's jacked to the gills. She is, like I said, she looks like a Terminator. It is crazy. And she looked good. This was, a good showcase for her, which is what it felt like. It felt like this was just the showcase for Jade. But yeah, eventually they're gonna have to have her do like a singles match and let her go and just be on SmackDown every week having matches.
Yeah.
Because you can only do it for so long before the fans start to be like, okay, why, she's the biggest signing, but she's never wrestling, or she doesn't have a singles match. But this was a fun match. It kind of went the way exactly thought it was going to go. But Bianca, Jade, Naomi win. Naomi did not look good here. Bianca was the high spot for her team, I would feel like. Naomi spent the first part of the match in the ring, and it didn't work. I don't know what's up with Naomi. Just didn't feel like she was.
She spent too much time in TNA, man. I mean, TNA, the wrestling's a lot different.
Yeah, because she was like slow compared to AEW, and so kind of threw off the rhythm of the match a little bit, but it was okay. It could have went longer, I felt, and Jade could have done more. But it was what it was, and Jade pinned Dakota, which is exactly how I thought was going to happen. Because I knew Oscar and Kyrie wasn't going to eat this pin. So,
right.
The next match was for the Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn and Gunther. This was probably the surprise of the night, of both nights. Because I don't think either one of us thought this result was going to happen the way it happened.
Yeah, not only that, but I thought for sure Chad Gable was going to get involved.
Yeah.
He really didn't get involved.
He wasn't even there. Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely didn't go the way I thought. It was a good match.
Oh, it was a fantastic match.
But yeah, it definitely didn't go the way we thought. And yeah, freaking Gunther's long reign ends with Sami Zayn of all people.
Yeah, I mean, it had to end eventually. WrestleMania was a good time to end it, but now, A, where do you go with Gunther? And B, does Sami Zayn keep this momentum? I mean, it was a big deal, but they acted like it was a huge thing. He's a 4-time Intercontinental Champion.
Right.
Like, it's not like he's never won this title before. If he had never held a singles title in WWE, it'd mean a little bit more, but this was a fun match. We saw a top rope brainbuster, which I never thought we'd see in WWE.
Yeah.
That wasn't crazy. But
especially
now,
on a big guy like Gunther.
yeah, this was a very good match. It was emotional. I don't know where they go next. I don't know if Gunther gets a rematch or he just decides to go after the world title. Maybe Chad Gable turns heel.
Yeah, but like I said, we got that draft coming up, so
yeah, maybe Gable turns heel and goes after Sammy. I don't know. It's going to be Raw tonight is going to be a very interesting night. I feel like, and going forward now.
I haven't even thought about that yet, but yeah, let's hope Raw is a lot better than the last couple Raws after me.
Since we're firmly in the quote Triple H era, because that's what everyone wants to call it now, I feel like
Yeah,
this night might be pretty crazy. I feel like
let's hope.
last year he wanted it to be that way, and then Vince got involved. And there's no Vince now, so.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the main event, a match that went almost 45 minutes. The Bloodline took on Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. This match was insanity, dude. It just kept going, and pretty much it was no disqualification because The Rock threatened to fire the referee if it wasn't. So
Yeah.
The Rock looked good compared. I mean, he hadn't wrestled in forever, but he looked pretty good. He
I mean,
didn't do a whole
He
lot.
didn't do a whole lot, but he did more than I thought he was going to do.
He took a couple bumps, which I never thought he was gonna do. So, but yeah, the Bloodline ended up winning this match, which meant the next night it was going to be Bloodline rules. We'll get into that because it did not go the way I thought it was going to go either.
Do you
Uh,
think this match was better than Night 2's main event?
Night two's main event was more overbooked, but the match itself I thought was better on night two. But this match highly exceeded my expectations for this match, because I didn't
Man,
have high hopes for this match to be good, and it was pretty damn good.
yeah.
So
Uh, so I do hope that The Rock, if he is going to stick around and be in charge like he says he is on the board, God damn it, I hope he can make these belts look better because his belt, he come out with his People's Championship, Ryan, and that belt outshined any other belt on this fucking show. It looked like an actual belt. The rest of them looked like toys.
well, Cody Rhodes did tease that he was going to change the world title, so maybe we'll have a different WWE championship.
Yeah, but it's got to have a better strap because that, like, the Rock's belt looked like the belts of old.
His belt's
It looked
pretty
like a belt.
his belt's pretty damn good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But so yeah, that means it's Bloodline rules next night. So yeah, this match was great. I had no problems with this match. It was way better than I thought. Being a tag team match with The Rock, I didn't know how much he would actually do in this match, but he was pretty active the whole match, and there's a lot happening, a lot of false finishes throughout. So this was highly well done to end night one. Night two kicked off with Seth Rollins defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre, CM Punk on commentary. Um, yeah, I didn't
I feel
actually
like
think
I feel like CM Punk's commentary may have brought this down a little bit.
we had commentary for the next match too. Yeah, Punk's commentary was very. He used to be really good. I don't know if he just didn't. If he was just disappointed that he had to just do commentary. But he was kind of throwing off the flow of the other three announcers, and it felt very weird. He kept saying just random shit the whole time. Uh,
Yeah,
this was a good match. Seth, it was weird because Seth got his ass kicked that last night and didn't really. He sold it a little bit, but it felt weird that he came out with this highly elaborate entrance and was dancing and all that when he just wrestled like 10 hours before.
right.
So it felt very weird, but very good match. Drew McIntyre tweeted during the match, which was I thought was pretty funny. And he kept having his eyes on Punk, but he ended up beat. There was the only thing I did not like about this match was Drew hit about 4 claymores. Seth Rollins hit 2 stomps. Drew McIntyre hit claymore 5 seconds into this match.
Yeah,
It felt. I don't like those kind of matches where they just hit a bunch of finishers. I understand why they do it, but at the same time, it loses its value if you do it a lot, where they have a lot of kick out finishers. One's okay. Like, I'm okay with kicking out a one finisher, but when you kick out of like 4, it's a little bit. I don't like it.
yeah,
Drew ended up beating Rollins with a Claymore, and then he got into CM Punk's face. CM Punk got up, tripped him on the. He was like crawling seductively towards him on the announce table, which was very weird, and I don't know why he did it that way. But then
yeah.
Punk tripped him and took off his arm brace, beat up Drew for a little bit, and then Priest came out, and we both thought, okay, well, Drew's not that hurt. But then Priest hit him with the briefcase, hit him with South of Heaven, and cashed in successfully. And Damian Priest is the world champion. So McIntyre held the belt for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, he got his moment in front of the crowd and then lost it. So now, question. I think it's pretty clear that he resigned because they've set up this Punk match.
Yeah, you wouldn't be doing all this if he didn't resign, I wouldn't feel like so.
But there's going to be people out there that said, oh, look, he lost the belt. That means he didn't resign. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be those people.
Yeah. So is Punk cleared? That's the thing that I got out of this is he 100% cleared? Because I don't
think
it's weird.
I don't think he's 100%.
He's got to be at least partially because they wouldn't have had him get physical if he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean he got physical, but he didn't take a bump.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out tonight, maybe. But now it's weird. David Priest on top. I hope he has a little bit of a run. I hope it's not like a short little thing. I hope that we put some faith in him and let him be the world champion for at least a couple months.
Right.
I don't know where it goes. The next pay-per-view is Backlash, so I don't know. Maybe if Punk is cleared, we do a triple threat. Maybe we do Drew versus Punk. And it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this world title situation. The next match was the 6-man tag team Philadelphia Street Fight. Snoop Dogg was on commentary for this one, and you thought Punk's commentary was bad. And Bubba Ray Dudley was a special guest referee, just out of nowhere. Just they made that decision.
This match is a fucking mess.
Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits whooped their ass.
I know, and I don't know what's up with Cross, dude. I don't know if Triple H don't like him or what, but Triple H brought him back, in.
Triple H booked him like a menace in NXT. It's weird because in NXT, Triple H booked him as like the most dominant champion. And now on the main roster, Cross can't win a match. I thought this was for sure. Dude. I thought this was for sure Cross's coming out moment. Cross was going to win this match. Instead, he got his ass kicked. And Akam and Razor were taken out pretty early on. I don't even remember what they did to him, but they were pretty much non-existent in this match. So,
it was
one of the highlights.
I don't know who booked this thing. We kind of predicted that this was going to be the worst match.
Yeah, of night 2, this was definitely the worst match. I don't know if it was worse than Jimmy and Jay, just because Jimmy and Jay just felt so more disappointing because we didn't expect much out of this match.
Yeah, true.
But one of the only highlights was B-Fab and Scarlett going through a table. That was cool. But at the end of this match, Karrion Kross got his ass kicked by all 3 of them. And then it was over. So, and Bubba Ray got involved. Not an impartial referee at all. He was like telling the Street Profits what to do, and they did the what's up, and I don't know. Very weirdly booked.
Very attitude.
Very. This whole show was, honestly. The next match was LA Knight versus AJ Styles. What were your thoughts on this? Because kind of went the way you to.
Yeah, this was a very predictable match, but I think they had a better match than I was expecting. I should have known that AJ Styles was going to bring it, as he always does. I don't know how he still looks the same as he did in 2002 at 42 years old.
He still moves.
He does. Yeah, that's insane. He's perfect. He never fucked up. And LA Knight had one of his better matches on the main roster.
Yeah.
And I guess is he gonna get a push now? Is he gonna go for it? Get maybe a US title shot? I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. LA Knight will eventually dethrone Logan Paul for the United States title, but yeah, this match was way better than I thought. AJ Styles debuted new music, which I wasn't a fan of. It was slowed down and it was very. I just didn't like it. But LA Knight, wins this match. It was pretty good. Again, this had every match on this card used the announce table in some way. It was insane. Like every single match, they used the announce table. That announce table got destroyed, I think, or almost destroyed every single time, which was very
Yeah,
attitude because Attitude
yeah, I
Era
was
was
saying that.
always outside beating each other up, and every match they were outside doing stuff. So
Yeah, it was very accurate.
yeah, this show, but this was fine, way better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, AJ's still looking fantastic and can still move. Hopefully, LA Knight gets something out of this. Finally got a Mania win. Maybe he'll be the next challenger for this title, the United States Championship. Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. This started out as just a 2-on-1 on Paul, but then Orton and Owens started fighting. And this was a fun little triple threat match. I didn't understand some of it because they had some guy on there that I don't know who he was. I show speed. I don't know who that is. I guess I'm not in with the culture like I thought I was. I don't know who that is. But this was a fun little triple threat match. I hadn't, it was pretty well booked, and I had fun with this match.
Yeah, it was predictable. Also, we figured Logan Paul was going to win this.
Yeah.
I think they should have done the Kelsey bro. Like Kelsey should have came out during this match. It would have made more sense because Logan Paul could play up against the crowd more than what fucking Santos Escobar would have. And yeah, I feel like in the Kelsey, like and they could have pulled it off. They could have got Travis Kelsey, and then they could have had Jake Paul and had the Pauls and the Kelseys like stared at each other after the match or some shit. Could have had a bigger moment. I feel like with the WrestleMania there, but overall, this match was clean and crisp and had a lot of RKO's out of nowhere and a lot of finishers off the top and all kinds of stuff. And it was a good match. Logan Paul still, I don't know how he does it being a part timer, but he still has pretty good matches for not doing this very often.
Yeah, it was a fun match. Again, they had the prime guy in the bottle cost Randy Orton the match. He hit him with an RKO. Uh, it was fun. Again, they used the table as well every match.
Yeah,
The co-main event for the women's championship, Bayley and Io Sky. What'd you think? I it was
I
fun.
thought it was a great match. I thought it was a great match. Damage Control didn't get involved, which I thought they would.
Yeah. Yeah. They
That
came
was
out
weird.
with her on the ramp and then never came back out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh yeah. Yeah, Bayley getting the win here. This was a fun match. It was fantastic. I thought they both did a fantastic job. Io Sky is so smooth and solid in the ring. Uh, it's insane how good she is. Too bad her title reign was very disappointing, in my opinion. She just didn't feel like a lot happened with her title reign. Uh, but Bayley's the new women's champion, so we'll see what happens with that. Very good moment for Bayley to finally have a singles match on Mania and win the title, and we'll see what happens. This was a really great
Right.
match.
Yeah, Damage Control not being out there. Yeah, Damage Control not being out there was kind of weird, and also we got to that 6-man tag match. She is 0-6 at Mania.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. For as dominant as she was to be winless at Mania is pretty damn crazy.
Right.
Like, how does that happen? She's the opposite of the Undertaker. Like,
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this.
Speaking of doing
Let's get into this main event. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Bloodline rules for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. So Roman comes out alone with just Paul Heyman. And most of this match had no bloodline in it, which was very confusing for us, I thought, because the whole premise of this match was he's going to have to go through the whole bloodline. He almost won this
Yeah,
match 4 times without them even getting involved.
I know, and that was kind of stupid. And that booking decision was not. I did not agree with that because, yeah, I mean, so there's two sides of the coin here, and I kind of get it. Okay, they wanted this match to be, you know, as untainted as possible,
Yeah.
which is impossible with as much shit that happened. But so the whole beginning of the match, the whole beginning and middle really didn't have the bloodline involved, and they're wanting it to be, well, they wanted Cody's win to be legitimate and all this shit, which I get. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense for the story.
Yeah, the story was, oh shit, Cody's got to take on basically 4 people by himself.
Yeah.
And most of this match was just him and Roman, and he was whooping Roman's ass. And he almost beat him like 4 times.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Well, it was a good match. It was very
I
competitive.
mean, yeah, Roman was dominating, and let's not lie.
Yeah.
But Cody would get spurts, and he would hit a finisher, and
Uh-oh. You got muted. There you go.
he'd get a close 2 count,
Yeah.
and he did that like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it's like, really, when you think about it, it's like, okay, if it was, like whatever, he could have lost there, and his guys weren't there to back him up. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. So the first one the first guy to come out was Jimmy. He came out and super kicked Cody. Jay came out. They fought on the ramp. Jay speared Jimmy off the ramp, which I didn't see tables, and it was very scary. Because I didn't see anything on the floor, and I thought they were just gonna hit the floor, which was a very scary moment. Then Solo came out, hit him. So he hit him with the Samoan spike, he kicked out. Then they did a Samoan spike spear combo.
Yeah.
And Cody still kicked out. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, what the fuck? John Cena comes out immediately after that, and I'm thinking, well, you're a little late, bud. Probably should have came out a little bit before Cody got his ass completely destroyed by a spear and Samoan spike. It felt weird. I thought Cena should have came out during the pin. So that way, like, Roman is like, what the? And then Cena takes out Solo. The Rock comes out. Rock and Cena have a little stare down. Rock hits Cena with a rock bottom. The Shield music hits, which was, well, I guess Undertaker came out first. Then the Undertaker's music hit. He hits with the choke slam,
let's talk about that for a moment.
Yeah.
Well, I think the rumors were that Austin and Cena were going to be there.
Yeah, that's been the rumor the whole time.
They obviously got half the rumors right, but I guess Austin either couldn't or didn't want to show up, and I guess they figured the next best thing was the Undertaker. Now, I get that Triple H can't wrestle. He's got a pacemaker in his heart. I get he can't wrestle. But don't you think it would have made more sense for him to come out and just at least just hit The Rock with a sledgehammer or something and take him out instead of the Undertaker? Like, it made no sense.
Yeah, Undertaker, I mean, and they're probably never even going to explain it either. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah, no, they're definitely not going to explain it.
They're not going to explain why Undertaker came out. He chokeslammed The Rock, and then The Rock disappeared. I don't know where he went. I guess he just rolled out of the ring. I don't know. But, yeah, they're never going to explain it. Stone Cold would have been so much better, but I guess if they couldn't get him, they couldn't get him, and they had to have someone take out The Rock, so Undertaker was already in town.
Yeah, but it storyline-wise, that was...
Because Cody and Undertaker have no... Even Cody and Undertaker have no, like...
and even I get that Stone Cold wouldn't have made much sense either. Okay, I get that, but
At least there's
at least
history, a lot of history at Mania between Stone Cold and The Rock.
yeah,
Undertaker and The
yeah,
Rock, yeah, have history, but yeah, it was super weird. That was the only thing about this match that was like, oh, okay, whatever.
yeah. And The Rock looked dominant this whole time, like on Raw and everything, beating the hell out of Cody and beating the hell out of him on Mania,
And one
and
choke
then he
slam.
just one choke slam takes him out. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. So after that, it was back down to Roman and Cody, and then the Shield music hits. Seth Rollins gets in the ring, immediately just taken out by a Superman punch. Like it was he. I didn't even know it was actually Seth Rollins because he barely did anything. Then he gets up and gets hit
Yeah,
with a chair by Roman, and it was just like What was the point?
yeah. I don't know.
Like I don't understand what the point of having him walk out there all decked out in the Shield gear just to be destroyed by Roman in 2 seconds.
Yeah, that was very weird.
But Cody ended up hitting three crossroads at the end, pinning Roman Reigns, finally ending the run of Roman. We're now firmly in the Cody Rhodes era. Uh, the ending to this match,
Long ass celebration.
dude, it kept going. I knew nothing was going to happen, but I just kept expecting something to happen because they just kept filming and kept showing it, and I was like, "What the hell's?" It felt like they were purposely delaying it and keep going. I thought like someone was going to debut or some shit because it just felt like on purpose. You know what I mean? Like it was like, why are they going so
Yeah,
long? But no, he just celebrated with every single person. He called Bruce Pritchard and Triple H out to come to the ring. I don't know. Insane celebration that probably went 10 minutes.
yeah.
But yeah, so now we'll see where we're heading. Cody Rhodes is the new WWE champion. That's the SmackDown title. I do not know if he'll be on Raw tonight. I assume he will be, just because. He said on the Pat McAfee show that he was going to try to be on both shows, which is pretty bullshit.
Yeah, all I know is he shouldn't be on both shows for very long because if you're gonna have this brand split, don't be like Vince McMahon and fucking have the brand split for a couple weeks and then be like, oh no, never mind. You know, you just split the tag team titles finally.
Yeah.
You need Cody to stay on SmackDown.
Yeah, he needs to just go to SmackDown. It's going to be interesting to see now. It's going to be very weird to see WWE without Roman Reigns as champion and without Gunther as champion. So it's going to be very weird seeing this stuff with the new champions. I'm really looking forward to Raw tonight, and looking forward to the future of WWE because it looks like we are definitely in a new era now. Because this WrestleMania both nights kind of felt like an Attitude Era type of booking with the matches
Yeah,
and everything that happened. So we're definitely in a new era. The final words of the show was "Pro wrestling is fun again," from Michael Cole. So, or either I love pro wrestling or whatever.
yeah.
So definitely a very new era. Overall, Nathan, where would you was this a good Mania for WrestleMania 40? Did it live up
It
to the hype?
it was a good Mania. I don't know if it was a great Mania. Uh, I don't know if it lived up to. I mean, the Rock and the tag team match lived up to the hype. The second main event, it was what I thought it was going to be. It's just I think it would have been better if the Bloodline were more involved and some of the story beats would have made more sense.
Yeah.
But overall, I give this Mania, I'd give it a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 ish.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was thinking, like 7.5, 8. It was very good. It didn't feel like the greatest Mania of all time, the biggest Mania of all time. Uh,
Yeah,
it felt like there were some matches that weren't booked well that could have done better. Like you said, the main event for night 2 felt weirdly booked, and I understand why they did it. They wanted Cody's match to be legitimate, and they didn't want a whole lot of shenanigans in it. But it felt like if you were really going to have Cody overcome the odds, he really should have overcome the odds.
I think if I would have booked it, I would have had him. I would have had him all out at the beginning, and then have him get taken out early, and then
Yeah,
you have the legitimate match after.
yeah, I would have had all that shit happen beginning of the match.
Yeah.
pretty early on. Instead, they waited till the very end, and it was because, like I said, Cody could have won before any of the Bloodline showed up, and then it would have made no sense to even do the Bloodline rules match.
Yeah.
So very weird. Yeah, I'm with you. Pretty high 7, 8 for me. It was fun. I enjoyed most of the matches. Like the only match I was really kind of bored with was Jimmy and Jay. Every other match I was pretty into, and there were a couple moments and high spots for every match. So very good Mania. I don't know if I'd list it as the greatest ever, but it was very fun and it was very good. And we're firmly in the Triple H era, even though he doesn't want to be called that. Everyone else is calling that, so I guess that's what it is. So
Yep.
we're gonna see what happens. Again, thank you for listening and watching. Tomorrow on YouTube will be the WWE from last week. So we'll be talking about what happened last week, and then AEW, and then the special stuff Thursday and Friday over there on YouTube. You can listen to this on Spotify along with the whole podcast as well. Thank you for listening, subscribing, and liking, and all that fun stuff. Nathan, do you have anything else to say before we end this thing?
Let's hope that this Triple H era is good. Like, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's good. Let's hope it lives up.
Yeah, they're hyping it up. So let's hope it lives up to the hype. Yeah, thank you for listening. As always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we're going to see you in the next one. Hope you all had a great Mania weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow.